Cool. Okay. Welcome, everyone. If you haven't dropped your win for the week, drop it in. Mine is being here tonight, actually. I mean, there's been so many wins this week. I've upped my ads, got two ads running now, and they're doing amazingly. So that's exciting. Um, Matt, what's your win? You're on mute, by the way.
I'd have to say the fact that we managed to get three ads going between us. Yeah, I had a bit of a play with my ad.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's been a process, but you
It
get there.
has been a process.
Marika, you booked a 4-day holiday. Oh my gosh, share where you're going. That's so cool. Love that. Love that so much for you. Hey, Kat and Scott. So good. Cool. Okay. Who read or listened to Secrets to a Millionaire Mind? Yes, Courtney. A little bit. Cool. I mean, we've all got lives. It's okay if you didn't get through the whole thing. I go back and forth and write so many notes that I don't get through the whole thing because I'm a bit obsessive. What was your biggest takeaway from what you have listened to so far? Because this is a super powerful book. Drop it in the chat for us. Um, I love this book. What's my biggest takeaway? It's completely changed how I set my morning up. I still do my grounding and I still do my meditation, but I'm like, just so much gratitude and we're driving down the road and I see these beautiful cars. So I really want a Jeep. I've been calling in a Jeep for a very long time. I used to have a Jeep, but I would now like a different type of Jeep. And now when I see the beautiful Jeeps that I want, I'm like, bless your car, bless you and bless your car. Call that into my space. Ultimate would be a bright yellow Jeep. So yeah, it's really changed the way my mind thinks about quite a few things, which I know is really important, you know. Yeah, yeah, I can talk for hours about that. But anyway. Now I wanted us both, Matt, to share about the victory list because we didn't put a video in. Um, and it was one of the tasks this week. So what the victory list is taking time to go back through your life and writing down things that you have achieved, you have accomplished, that you're proud of yourself. When I first um, heard of doing this, I was like, oh, okay, well, there's not that many things. But you start to go back and be like, oh shit, I did this. Holy fuck, that's actually really big. And it's really about celebrating yourself and recognizing the victories that you've had throughout your life. Because we forget about it. And sometimes we can come back to, am I worthy of this business? Am I worthy of holding this amount of money? Am I worthy of blah, 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 blah? But when we go back and realize, holy shit, I ran a marathon, or when I was out of school, I was a mechanic. So I'm a qualified mechanic. It took me 3.5 years to do that. And I think I started when I was 16. I didn't spend that much time at school. Um, and yeah, like how cool is that? By the time I was 19, I was a qualified mechanic. So like, like there's so many things throughout our life when we go back and have a look at it. That's yeah, it's really important to do that. So going forward for this week, one of the tasks is to do our victory list and just see what you can, how many victories you can get on there. And if you can just keep adding to it for the whole, 6, 8 weeks that we're here, because you'll find that you will be able to keep adding to it and it will just kind of upgrade your mindset even more. Do you want to add anything to that, Matt, about the victory list?
Well, no, you pretty nailed it. But But it doesn't have to be anything big either. It could be the fact that you got the rubbish out before the truck showed up in the morning. 'Cause, sometimes that's uh, anything.
Ricardo getting the kids early to get to the
Yeah.
victory. Yeah. You've got four kids. Absolutely, it is.
Bed and sleep.
Bed and sleep. Courtney, I've also changed my perception towards money and those who have it. Yes. Also blessing all the amazing things that I see and admire. That's such a big thing, is changing your perception towards people who do have money. Because, and I find myself, I think even today, I almost thought money doesn't grow on trees. And I was like, fuck that. Yes, it does. Like we have these little thoughts that are ingrained in our brain. And it's really, really cool to kind of snap them, to find them. Matt, mindset of, oh, it's only money. I don't mind. Yeah, is not an abundant mindset. It's a mindset that will not attract money. You need to love money like your wife. Yes, you do. Or your husband. Um, yeah, that's another one that I've learned from that book as well, is that something he says is your arm more important than your leg. No, it's not. And money's not important, not more important or less important than something else. It's just as important as everything else. Money is made of paper and paper comes from, that's right, comes from trees. So money is in some countries from trees. Cool. So Matt's just going to take us through the whole ads thing. And I'm going to be completely honest. I can do content. If I had to try and run an ad on my own, I would not be here. So I'm very grateful for you, Matt, for working all that shit out. So
Yeah, it's a trial
I
and error most of the time.
I'm going to make you co-host, and then you will be able to do whatever you need to do.
Sweet. Oh, so I just go share and that shares screen. Is that correct? Yeah, cool. All right. So yeah, I'll just get into it. I'll share my screen so I can get everything up that I need to have up. Share screen. All right, is that working? Can everyone sort of see what's the Zoom page? Cool. All right. Sweet. All right. So I'm going to assume everyone at least has just, a Facebook page, bare minimum Facebook profile, sorry. This is what you see. So this is just your plain Facebook profile. Because to run ads or anything, yeah, you need a profile. And then what we need to do is set up a Facebook business page. So I'm going to be mentioning two things, the Facebook profile, which is your normal profile that you use daily, and the Facebook page is like your business page. And that's what you need to run all your ads and do all that and connect it to Instagram so you can run ads between the two. So who of you has a business page set up? If you just want to, yeah, no, seen a hand and a hand and a head shake. All right. Yeah, yeah, of course, yes. I know you've got one there. Ricardo, cool. All right, so we've got a couple that have business page. Sweet. So I was just going to briefly get onto how to create that for anyone who doesn't have one. So the way that I've kind of done it is starting at your Facebook page, then you jump over to like your home page where you can see your feed and all that. And on the left-hand side, scroll down, 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 down to pages. And this is where it stores all your pages. See, that's top one there. That is my business page for Enagic, and that's my wood one. And this one here is one I've just sort of set up for tonight, just so we can kind of take it back to start and just see basically most of the steps that you can do. So, so if you don't have a business page, you want to come over here, click up create new profile or page. Obviously, you don't want to do the profile. You want to create a public business page. And you go next and just fill in all the steps. And basically, yeah, page name. So that's what you want your business name to be. So if you're just going to run ads from like as your personal self, so I'd put my name, Matthew Goldsworthy-Smith, Holly Goldsworthy. But if you want to give yourself a name like Water Wisdom or Health and Clarity or something like that, you put that down now. And then you can category there. So I guess that's choosing whether it's going to be health and wellness, if you're going to come up from that angle, or if you're just purely coming up from a business point of view, you could go professional networking. So basically, you can choose whatever category you want to put your business into, but you can change this later, so I wouldn't get too worried about that right now. And yep, go through, fill out your bio, page name, select a picture. It's all the basic, basically the same as setting up a Facebook profile. Cool. But that is what I've done here. That's what that page is there. So once you have that, you want to season this page. So so that basically means for maybe 10 days, 2 weeks, post on it sort of every day, do a post. Stories, keep your stories up, just so you can kind of build that trust with Meta and so they don't think you're a scammer, basically, because if you just create the page and then go straight into running ads, you can get shut down just like that. So you want to build that trust. And another thing you can do is create like a pin post that's about you, sort of your story, what you're about, you know, try and speak to your avatar in a way and have that pinned at the top, and then everyone's going to come into your page and see that straight away. So they get an idea of who you are and what you're about. Um, can I show? I don't think I can show it from here. Oh, let's go on to this one. So when you're creating it, this your business page, yet so you want to go down and basically it's got all the options of putting a phone number and putting an email address and business address. If you fill out as much of that as you can, it makes it look more legit too. Because if people go onto it and see, oh, you've got nothing here and you've got no intro and you've got nothing written, it'll look pretty dodgy and scammy as well. So just go in and basically fill out, I can't, this thing's in the way. Yeah. Well, just, oh, now it's gone. But yeah, we'll just fill out as much as you can about that. Actually, I don't know where it is on this page. I'll have to go back through. I did it on the ad manager, so let's get back. Yep, so basically get back to what I was talking about. Season your page, put a pin post up, go through and invite your friends list from your Facebook profile to follow your page as well. So that's a good way to start getting followers on your business page. So this is all before you start doing an engagement ad. You've got some followers, so and then people actually will start liking your stuff and you get a bit of engagement just sort of organically. And once you've done that for about 10 days, 2 weeks, seasoning it, what we can do then is sort of jump into creating your ads manager and getting that all set up so you can run a proper ad. So that's at the same pages. You click on your business suite. It might look a little bit different because I've already had this set up. So just don't get too carried away about what that is. So this first screen that it brings you to is more for managing your Instagram profile and like your posts and everything. This is not, how to say, it, not where you run your ads from. This is more for boosting posts. It manages your content throughout all your social media, so your Instagram and your Facebook. And you can kind of see a breakdown of what's happening, how far your posts have gone, the engagement you've had. Yeah, and this one here, so this talking about ads here, this is more for boosting a post ad, not a proper Facebook ad that you can have more control over. So to get into that, we want to let's check my notes before I get too carried away. And so for those who don't know, the difference between boosting a post and running an ad is the fact that a boosted post you have less control over. You can't customize it. You can't really target an audience. Um, you don't have all the analytics that you get from running a normal ad. So that's why we almost go to run a proper ad because then you have more control over it. You can target who you want. You can really like niche down. So now this is where you want to go. So ads manager is how we get into running those ads. And basically this is my actual ads manager that I'm actually using at the moment. But for this training, I created a new business page just so I can start back at the start. So you see this one here is what I'm using, and it's got one ad account loaded onto it because that's what I'm using to run my ads. And this one here, the Matt G. Smith, is the one that I've just made up for today. So we'll probably go and use that one just to start with the little basics. And down here, Matt Goldsworthy-Smith, one ad account. That is my Facebook profile with my ad account to boost posts. So that's not to run a normal ad, that one. So this ads manager that we're in now is basically where everything is put in together. So yeah, well, yeah, business portfolios. It's basically like a portfolio for like, if you've got a property portfolio, all your properties are in this one place. This is what this business portfolio is. You can have your ad accounts in here, your Facebook pages in here, your Instagram pages in here. Everything's together under that one banner, so you can run everything and see what's happening along all of that. So another thing about creating this business portfolio, you want this name to match the business page that you just created and seasoned. It's easier if it all kind of matches and ties in together. So that's why mine would Matt Goldsworthy-Smith. Just keep it all the same, makes it simple. So I will give you a quick rundown on creating a business portfolio, which is one of these. So basically you just go into that, click on create it, and your name. So that was Matt G. Smith. First name, and your last name, and whatever your email address is that it's sort of all linked to. And you go and create, but I can't do this now because it's already done. But that's basically what you need, what you do to create this business portfolio. So once that is created, we can get into it, and it says that no ad accounts yet, so we need to go and create the ad account so we can run the ads. Sort of, is everyone, am I making much sense here? Is everyone kind of following? Are you right there? So yes, so now we will go into this business portfolio and start getting it all set up and everything linked together so we can run those ads. So what I do is click on select the one I want to get into. It says no ad account. So what I've got to do is go into the settings of that, and that will take you to another page. And here you go. It's pretty self-explanatory. It has everything in your steps that you can just go through here and do. So adding your page, that is adding the business page that we just created in season before. So yep, click on do that one first. Add page. No page has been added yet, so we'll go and add one. You can add an existing page because we already have a created one. And now this is where you type in the name of whatever that page is that you just created before. Mine was Matt G. Smith. So we go on that. Take that. Next. And then it just asks you people who can access that page. Obviously, only you're going to access it because you're not a company or you're not running ads for anyone else. You're going to run them for yourself. Agree to the terms. And then you can take control of that page. There we go. So now that business page is all logged in, all signed into my business portfolio. So don't really need to worry about anything else on here. You don't need to worry about partners or anything because it's just purely you. So now we can go back up to the setup guide. So we've done the page, and now you can add your Instagram page. I won't be able to do this because my Instagram's already signed into my other account, but just to give you a bit of a rundown of how you do it. Yep, agree to it. Oh, another thing is, yeah, only professional accounts can be added, but it will change it over if your Instagram is not already set to professional anyway, so it should do that by itself. Then you go claim, and then it will take you through and you put all your details in, your login for your Instagram, and it'll go through and you can connect it to this. But I'm not going to do that because it might muck my one up. But yeah, that should be pretty easy to do. If we get back up to the setup guide, you don't need to worry about inviting people. As I said, it's just you controlling the account. Right, now we'll go and actually create that ad account. So this is what you use to actually run the ads. Now let's go add. So create a new ad account. Ad account name. I'll just put my name again. Really poorly spelt. Time zone. Choose whatever country you're in. If you're in New Zealand, choose New Zealand, Australia, Australia. In, I don't even know what we're under. We're probably under Auckland. Yeah. So yeah, Auckland currency. Again, choose whatever your native currency is. Go NZ dollar since we're in New Zealand. Yeah, this will be used for your business. Said that's you're not a client or anything like that. Yeah, so that's going to link it to my business portfolio. And that's one thing you once you add an ad account, it can't be removed unless it gets shut down. Then it's add. Right, and then you can go and add whatever payment info you want, however you want to set up. So you can do it so it, oh, yeah. Next. Yeah, depending, put your card details in there. I have mine, so I load money onto my ads manager, and then say I'll load up a week's worth of ads, and then it'll take that out, and I can just load up more. Or you can just have it so it takes it directly from your card every couple of days. So won't worry about that. All right, so that's all set up. Ad account's ready to go. Then you can come down. If you have a WhatsApp, you can add your WhatsApp phone number. So then you can set your ads up so people can contact you via WhatsApp rather than your DMs and stuff like that. And payments done. So basically, that is what needs to be done to set your ad account up so you can run your first ad. So your first ad should be an engagement ad. So that's basically getting people to come to whether it's your Instagram or your Facebook. So you can kind of start getting followers and start getting likes and engagement and stuff on your content and on your page. And that's another good way to actually run to get to gain trust with Meta, like build that relationship up with them. So you'd probably want to run an engagement ad for, we'd say, a couple of weeks, dear.
Yeah, yeah, a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been doing this with Courtney. Courtney's just leaped straight into it, and I'd actually really love to share
Mm.
what Courtney's been doing so everyone can see. Just put you on the spotlight for a minute, Courtney. Do you mind stopping your share, Matt, so I can share Courtney's?
Yep.
Beautiful. So Courtney only jumped into this business a couple of weeks ago and she's already set all of this up. She's already running her own ads. She has been running engagement ads for about 2 weeks now. And I just want to share this one with you. And then I just want to bring you out, Courtney, and ask you a few questions. Let's make that big. So, oh, cool. Okay. So, yeah, this is Courtney's engagement ad. It's beautiful. Her and her family. There we go. We can read it. For mums who dream big and do things differently, not your average mum life. And that's the point. It started with the gut feeling. Now I'm building a life that fits around motherhood, not the other way around. Follow for creative inspiration, real talk, and baby steps to big dreams. So this beautiful, very simple engagement ad has got a lot happening for you, right, Courtney? So how long have you been running this ad for?
I think I've had this one running for just over a week. Um, yeah, I had another one with a different image as well, but it didn't seem to really do anything, so I just left this image on. But yeah, I've had every day continual new leads and follows from this one. I did another ad before this just to get traffic to my ad to my page for likes on content, and that worked as well as well. But then the ranking kind of dropped below 35%, so I stopped doing that one and just have left this one up. And yeah, it's working really well.
Awesome. It's doing so well for your page. Not sure if I can go. No, maybe not. Um, I was just on your page before. I might stop sharing, get it up because I think also as well, like the way that you, I hope that's okay for you, the way that you have set your page up, um, is really awesome. It's really, really good. And oh my goodness, I'm going to try and do this with you guys on the side. Yeah, I just think it's a really great example. You've only been in this business for a couple of weeks and you've absolutely smashed it out already. and Courtney is ready to start running lead ads already. So I've got you up. Oh, something else that Ricardo just said as well is that adding your partner as an admin of your page is a really good idea. Um, so that I know about 6 months into my journey, my Facebook page got completely shut down. I never got it back. So if Matt had been an admin for my page, then I actually think that was my personal profile, but I lost everything because that was shut down. So if Matt had been an admin, maybe we would have at least been able to see something, or I don't know. But I just think that's a really good point to make. So thanks, Ricardo. All right, here's Courtney's page. So yeah, you've been running this ad a week. You've already got 92 followers. I think, your bio is really beautiful. It's really intentional. It's very much you, and everything that you're sharing as well is it's just very intentional. It's very much the way that you want to move forward. Sorry, we're doing a little audit of your Facebook page, but it's great. It's really, really great. It's great to see, you know. Um, yeah, you've been going on a bit of a journey and you're sharing your journey. So yeah, I think that it's amazing in what you're doing. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. It's working really well. So thank you.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
letting me share. Do you want to carry on, Matt?
Sure. All right. So yes, yes. This next one we're going to talk about an engagement ads. All right. Get that back. Right. Yeah, so once that's all done, you are ready to run your engagement ad, just like the amazing one Courtney's been running. And to run that, so you want to go into your ads manager now. We can access it since we actually have an ad account. Just go straight into the account overview of that. Cool, there we go. Everything is there. What you'd have ad payment would be added. Yeah, cool. So we can go over to campaigns now. No, it does not focus on politics, definitely not. So when you come into this, you'll have three main tabs, and you've got campaigns, and that's basically the basket that holds everything. It's what it's set your objective, like what you're trying to achieve with your ad, and then it runs down to ad sets, and that's where you can select your audience, your budget, scheduling, and all your final details of that, and whether you run a type form or whether you want to run it through your DMs. And then you have your ads, and that's the creative, like your video or your photo, whatever you want set up for there. So if we were going to do a engagement campaign, basically try and get them followers, what we'd do is just go straight into create. Oh, I've got to finish this stuff off. Confirm. Well, hopefully I won't have to do that because I'm actually not going to publish any ads, so that should be fine. So we'll go back into create. Now you want to set your campaign objective. So that's whether you want awareness, traffic, people coming through and just checking out your page, and that engagement. So that's kind of the one that we're going to talk about most before, and then leads. So engagement and leads are really the main ones. Those are the kind of two that we tend to stick to. So what we'll do first is an engagement campaign. Click next. So you can a tailored campaign, that's where it's kind of more automated. So you don't really have a better selection of your audience. So we just don't worry about that one. Just go straight into a manual engagement campaign where you can sort of select who you want to target, have a bit more of a say on it. Now, okay. So the campaign name, you just want to name it uh, winning engagement. So my typing's terrible. Right. Yeah, it's go easy if you give everything a name rather than just new ad set like their generic names, just so you can kind of identify everything once you start having lots of different campaigns set up there. Set up as an engagement. So you don't need to worry about Advantage campaign budget or the A/B testing here, anything else. And we just go next for that because that's basically all you have to do in this page. And this is setting up your campaign. So next one we've jumped down to is the ad set. So this is where you're selecting your audience, what type, where you want your landing page, what you want it to be. So we'll just name this the same. Just keep everything unified. All right. And you can choose what you want your destination, where you want that engagement to go, whether you want it messaging, people comment on your ad, calls to your business. So that could be through, you've got your WhatsApp set up to it, website if you have one, or Facebook page. So for those of you, I would say, you've already had an Instagram, you already had a Facebook profile. So your Facebook page, your business page would be your newest, the freshest. So I'll try and run it to that first, try and get that sort of built up. So it's going to run to my Facebook page that we just created before. And I'll come down here and we can select our budget. So you can kind of select whatever you're comfortable with for this. If $10 a day is what you want, if that's going to, not stretch you too far, just do $10 a day. If you can do more, do more. But you probably want to set, five, $10. And you can be able to see here how the page likes and the reach will change if I drop down to 5, drops that down. So just choose a number that you're comfortable with and that you know that you can manage. So we'll just go $10 for that. Start date, yeah, we'll start it today. Don't worry about setting the end date. Just let it go because you can easily go back in and pause it if you want to. If you want to have a few days off, you can go through and just hit pause. Don't worry about budget scheduling. Just keep it quite simple. Locations, select whatever location you want to target. So if you want to target just New Zealand, or if you want to target, say, New Zealand or Australia, if you want to target America, you can sort of select wherever you want, but I'd stick to whatever country you're based in at this point, just to keep things simple. We can go and select minimum age is obviously going to be 18. And that's all for that audience side of it. And then you come down to the advantage audience. And this is where you have more control over what audience you want to target this to. So you can select your ages. And this is quite good if your avatar is, say for me, a male aged between 25 and 45. You can try and from this target that age bracket here too. So if we go 25, 45, And I wouldn't really get too worried about genders though for an engagement campaign because you just want to drive as much sort of, reach to your page as you can. So detailed tagging, no, we won't worry about niching down on any sort of interests or behaviors. We'll keep that very open and very just generic, general audience. And down here we got advantage placements, and this advantage placements, it'll select its placements and it'll edit your creative to suit each placement. So whether that's on Instagram, Instagram stories, Instagram feed, Reels, it all does that all for you. So if we go for manual, you can kind of see where you can actually set your ad. You can set it to, Facebook feed, profile, marketplace, all of these ones that are ticked. But we'll just keep it as advantage placement, so then it's automatically gonna select the placements that you think is best for your ad. Cool. Is there any questions with this one so far?
Yeah, Ricardo's got a question. Can you see it, Matt?
Yep, what happens if you switch to original audience options instead of audience advantage? Yeah. So you're talking about selecting, oh, not, so you mean not selecting your, so original audience, we got that. That is the original, wow. I don't know, I've always just used the advantage audience just to get a better control of who my audience is.
That's what we've been using, with the ads.
Yeah, that is what we've been using.
Yeah, and it is good to have really good control over who, because it depends. Like right now, you're looking at an engagement ad, so maybe it doesn't matter
Yeah,
so much. But when you're running a leads ad, for some people, say a woman only wants to have women in her team,
yeah.
you can get a lot more specific. And it seems to, because we have run ads in the past where even if I was putting women between this age, I was getting a lot of men.
Mm, yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I'm still targeting men and I'm still getting a bit of women come through as well. So it's just kind of what we've done. I'm not saying that this is the only way to do it, but and then yeah, because you can search, you can create your own audience as well. That's another thing. Um, this detailed targeting is something that you get into with the leads generation ad. That's kind of what Holly was just talking about. Selecting who you actually really want to niche down and talk to. And so for that one, that's all for your ad set side of it. And then we can jump over to the ad. And this is actually setting your creative for your ad. So this is where you can have your name different. You can change the name of what your ad's going to be. So if we just go, I might actually just choose a video first and then select the name so it relates to the video so it all works out. Multi-advertiser ads, we'll, we'll get rid of that so your ads aren't going to appear alongside other ads. Just keep it off, keep that separate. Go down now. Destination. Yeah, we've chosen where we want to send them. I want to send to the Facebook page, and now we're going to set up a creative. So you can either do an image, a pure still ad, or a video ad. What we'll do is, do I have any? No. Right. There's nothing logged into the account, so I have to go and upload one. Oh, let's put this one. This one's says choose whatever you want, whatever your video is that you've obviously already created for this purpose. I tend to create most of my stuff on CapCut because it's quite nice with the captions and now we can go next. Videos uploaded. Primary text. So this is basically the text that will appear either under or on top of the ad, depending on where it's placed. Um, this could be what say. Say sick. Oh, we just describe it. Um, and no, something like whatever you want to describe your video with. And you can have more than one option if you really want to. Yeah, it's done. Yeah, so you see that's the text that you're going to see displayed above it. This video. And yeah, basically that is all your steps to running an engagement campaign. But except we've got to add a name. So I'm going to say Thailand scooter. So I can quite easily see how that's the ad. It has a scooter and it's going to stand out. And now I would simply hit publish and that's going to send it out to where it needs to be. Everything's happy. Boom. But I'm not going to publish it because it won't let me. So we'll just go out of this and just act as though it's been published. Publish.
So now if you were going to run a leads ad, it would be almost exactly the same as that, except you would select leads over engagement. Is that
Yeah,
right?
that is correct. Yeah. And that's when you can go through down to your audience and really select what audience you want, what audience you want to target, like what your niche is and what your avatar is. You can really bring it down to that.
Mm. Awesome.
Yeah. And
Ready for me
so,
to share some winning ads?
yeah, you've got some, don't you?
I do.
I'll stop my share.
Thank you. Cool. So I'm going to show you some winning ad examples. So for us, okay, just for my personal ads, I started running ads at $12 a day. The reason why was because if you remember back in what Matt was showing us, and it said between X amount and X amount of followers for the engagement ad. So when you do the same thing for a leads ad, it's going to say between 0 and 20 leads or 1 and however many leads. So $12 was my minimum to get at least one lead. So that's why I ran $12. You can do whatever works for you. If you want to start hot on, $20, 25, $30 a day, just be aware that you may get a huge influx of leads. And if you're not currently talking to anyone, don't overwhelm yourself.
Mm.
So I've got a few cool winning ads. This is a new one that what we posted 3 or 4 days ago. Yep, cool. You're on mute, but that's okay. So, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to share it. I mean, press play. I have to make it a bit smaller. There we go. I thought buying a laundromat would give us the freedom that we wanted, but instead it just gave us debt and stress and no time together as a family. I'm Holly, and a couple of years ago, my husband and I, we spent over $500,000 on a laundromat business. We hoped that it would support our family, let us travel, and finally be present with each other as husband and wife and present with our kids. But the reality was that it just drained us financially and emotionally. We even left the country thinking that we'd be covered, but the business couldn't even pay for a roof over our heads. Thankfully, I had quietly started an online business before we left New Zealand. I didn't expect much from it, honestly, but in the first year, it paid for 9 months of travel across 8 different countries for all of us. There's no staff, there's no rent, there's no pressure. It's just a system that works around our life and the way that we want to live it, not the other way around. We're more connected now as a family, we're present, and we're finally building something that actually gives us what we thought our laundromat would. So if you've poured everything into a business and it's still not giving you the life that you imagine, then click the Learn More button and let's see if this can help you too. It might just be the second chance like it has been for us. Cool. So that's exactly it. I haven't edited it in any way. When I'm actually when it's running, that's it. Thank you, Rebecca. So that's been running about 4 or maybe 4 days, and we have around 50 leads from it. We've run, I know, woo! So we've run it differently to my first ad. I'm going to show you the first ad. This one, obviously aimed at small business owners. It is run straight to my Instagram. So the first ad is a lead form. And this one is just straight to Instagram. It's asking one question and that's it. Then I go in for the conversation. So yeah, that's cool. Love a winning ad. Now I will show you the other one. Where is it? Right there. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry,
we
I should have
like,
recorded this from the start.
and then after that, I tell them that we do
Okay.
like what we do is online marketing. Been doing that for over like a year and a half, and a bit of my story, what it did for me. But
Sorry,
and
that's
then I tell them that like I
imaginary.
could probably spend like 3 hours in the call trying to explain everything, but the
Soz guys, that wasn't it. Okay, it's on my Facebook page. That's why there it is. Cool. Okay, so this is my first ad, and we've had this running now for over a month, and we've had hundreds of leads from this ad. Can you see my screen? Yep, cool. Okay, cool. Matt, you're just doing a weird face. Yeah, okay, I was clear. And you're a multi-passionate woman because I am. And I craved the freedom to do all the things that I love without having to give up my time to a boss. So whether it's an extra 5K a month to take your family on a holiday or you're here for massive impact and 50K months are your goal, shifting into the online space is the only way to create this with automation. So you can be a more present mum and partner and do all those multi-passionate hobbies I know that you're missing out on. I'm a mum, I've got 2 boys, and while I really enjoyed my job looking after accommodations, it just never gave me the freedom that I desired. So 14 months ago, I decided to learn something new, and it's completely changed the game for me. Now, I'm a present mum, a present wife. My husband, 2 kids, and I have traveled to 8 different countries in the past 12 months. And I've been able to do all the creative things that I love, like garden, like growing mushrooms and microgreens and buying cars. I love cars and spending conscious time with my kids. So if you're a multi-passionate mom who's missing out on your kids, your partner, or your creative outlets, because you have to trade your time for an income, then what I do could be the perfect solution for you. So send me a message and I'll send you exactly what I did to create this life for me. Cool. So my opinion on that is that it's just very heartfelt. It is very much me and what I love and everything that I do. And the other side of me is pretty hardcore. Like I'm quite a flat out person. So for me to just dig deep and really speak into the things that are on my heart, it's a winner. We've had hundreds of leads. We've made lots of sales from that ad. So I just wanted to share one more with you. It's a lot quicker, and it is from the legend himself, Brody.
Before that,
Okay, go. I'm going to find out what I'm speaking.
just looking at that ad, so there is, somewhat financial claims made, which you got to be quite careful with making, monetary claims over your ad. You can get flagged for that, which I don't know how that's gone through, but that's something to be aware of, yeah. So try not to make any sort of financial claims like, oh, you're going to earn 10 grand or you're going to earn 100 grand or, putting a dollar amount on it. And words like get rich quick or, no experience needed. There's certain phrases like that you want to stick away from. Which I think we're probably about to get a bit of a PDF of all that kind of stuff, just the stuff to be wary of. But yeah, I just noticed that. So a few
Yeah,
things.
cool. Thank you. I don't actually know how that's got through, but it has. So cool. All right, I will share this one with you. There's a couple from Brody, actually. They're quite cool.
Coconuts, UFC, time with the family, traveling. Nothing beats getting out of the rat race and not being stuck in the 9 to 5. It's been 7 years for me. If you're looking for an online business and a mentor to show you the way, you're open-minded and you don't think everything on the internet's a scam, click the button below. Let's have a chat and let's go. Come on.
Super quick, super easy. He pumps them out. Another little quick one from him, and I just wanted to share it because it's nice to see ads from the guy as
You
well.
can't see them.
Let's go.
Oh,
Vietnam.
Can't see it.
okay. So you didn't just see the first one then? Oh, okay. Well, that's awkward. Okay, hold on. Now can you see it? Yep. Okay. Wonderful.
Go. Vietnamese coffee, UFC, and no more rat race for me. Swiped up, started an online business, and now things will never be the same again. If you're stuck in the rat race, hate the 9 to 5, and you're looking for something that actually works, click that button below. Let's have a chat and let's go. Come on.
So super simple, super fast. You know, I mean, he's obviously been running ads for a long time and he's very fluid with recording an ad. Oh, thanks, guys. You can't see it. Good. Um, yeah. So really it can be about anything. I think a big thing is always intention. Energy is everything. And when it's coming from your heart, also for us with the laundromats, it's coming from frustration that we actually left the country thinking that our laundromats were going to have our backs and they didn't. So it's real life shit. Matt's a mechanic. Scott, your ad keeps popping up. We should have brought yours up. It pops up for me like almost every day, and it's very relatable for men. Um, yeah, Marika, he is funny and he does create curiosity. Yeah. It is vague, but that's curiosity, isn't it? You're like, well, who is this dude? I want to learn more about it. So he's like drawing you in. Yeah, cool. Any questions there? Do you have anything to add, Matt, before I go on to the next thing?
Now, do we want to mention anything about the ad metrics?
Oh, yeah, if you want to speak into that and show it.
I'll just quickly, won't be long, I'll just share my screen and
Cool.
quick rundown of that technical sort of. So, is this going to show me? I'll go into my actual ad account. Come on. Oh, all right. Just have a quick chat about your metrics. Okay, so yeah, when you're running a lead ad and you've got it set as where you can see it, you'll come up with results and stuff. You get tables. So your results is how many leads you got from your ad so far, your viewers and your reach. That's so your viewers, you've had 1,300 on this one views, but it's reached 1,326 people, if that makes sense. Your frequency. So that's the average amount of time, average percentage time that a user has seen your ad. So my one here for this ad, each person has sort of said it's 1.16 times, so just over one time each. So that kind of makes sense. So if you had a frequency of 2, each unique user has seen it twice. It's popped up. So if that gets too high, that can sort of set up your ad fatigue because people start seeing it too regularly and then they get sick of it. And then not enough, they don't get enough exposure to it. And so the cost per result is obviously how much it's cost you per each lead, whether that's coming through your DMs or your type form. Amount spend, it's impressions. So that is everything. So that's what everyone's seen and whether they've liked it or commented on it or shared it. It's every bit of sort of action it's had on that piece of content. And cost per milli or cost per thousand, that's what it costs um, per 1,000 views. So mine is costing $21.97 per 1,000 views. So this can really vary depending on what category you're in. So if you're in something like Coca-Cola, food and food sort of business, that would probably be quite low. Might be looking at $5 or something. But anything like the health and wellness, I say it's quite high up. Because I believe your ad dear is still running at about 19 or $18. Is that correct?
I have no idea.
Yeah. So yeah, a winning ad and it's still running up about the $20 per thousand, sort of outreach. Link clicks, that's how many clicks on your ad to go to, whether it's your landing page or go into your type form, etc., stuff like that. CPC, that's the cost per each of those clicks. So at the moment, this is costing me $1 per link click. I've seen your winning ad will drop down to like 60 cents or something. So click-through rate. How many people click through your ad after seeing it? And that's out of the impressions. So that's out of the total amount. So this is actually quite low. But anywhere between 2 to 5% they say is good. Again, your winning ad, I believe, is at almost 5% click-through rate. So that means 5% of people are clicking through your ad after seeing it to go to the next step. And those are really, yeah, the CTR is a good one. That's one you should really keep an eye on, because if you've got a low CTR, say it's in the ones, 1% lower, even bordering down to just below the twos, that means that your content isn't grabbing, whether your hook's not good enough, it's not grabbing them. Wrong target audience, it's not resonating with that audience, so they're kind of skipping through it. And if you have a high CPC, cost per click, your audience isn't engaged in that content. So really you need to create a new creative, or testing a new video or testing a new photo for that ad to see if you can bring that cost per click down. And if you're getting clicks but no conversions, that could be your landing page, your type form, whatever you got your DM sort of automated messaging set up as, that's not working. So that's what you'd work on that side of it. And yeah, I've already spoken on that, but the high fatigue due to the frequency. So if that gets quite high, that's going to fatigue and people are going to get sick of your ad. And if it's not high, if it's too low, people aren't going to see it. So they're not going to have the exposures, kind of like what I said. But yeah, so that's all for that's basically a quick rundown of that. If you really want to keep a lot, keep track of your analytics, if that's what you want to do, but you can also kind of track it with what you're seeing with people coming through your type form and what you're getting from that side of it rather than the technical side of it. Because I know Holly tends to just follow what her content's doing and what her type forms are saying.
Yeah, for me, we're all different, and we all, like Matt is very much that side of thing. I have no idea. And to be honest, I don't really have that much interest in it. I just go with energy and I'm like, this feels good, so I'm going to do that. So, because energy is a massive part of it as well, like you do need to kind of know the stuff that Matt knows, but that's why he's there. He can know that stuff. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to add a few things with like making changes if things aren't happening for you with your ad. So a little bit that you touched on, Matt, if you've got a type form, um, I like results. I like results as well, Ricardo. And I also really like that you've said you can take a screenshot and you can chuck it into Chat GPT and it will tell you, it'll like, for me, it'll dumb it down a little bit and make it just easier to understand. So if you've got an ad that's running to a type form and you're asking questions in your type form, but you're not getting any further with it, like maybe they're not answering your second question, or when you go to reach out personally, they're not answering you, then you type form shit. You need to scratch it and try again. If you're getting leads to the point of sharing the webinar, but they're not actually going in and watching, your conversation that you're having with them after coming in as a lead is not engaging. You're not having enough rapport with them. You don't know enough about them to get them through to the next step, or you haven't pulled that pain point from them, to really for them to sell themselves like, shit, I need to watch this because if I don't watch this, I'm going to stay in the same spot. So that could be a reason why they're not getting through to the webinar. And also always energy, always, always, always. If you're going into a conversation, you're having a shit day, just don't go into the conversation. Just leave it for an hour and switch your energy up because it so matters. So if people are watching the webinar but they're not converting, firstly, it's a numbers game. Okay, so I don't know who says it, but they say one in 10 are interested and 1 in 100 will buy. It might be more than that, it could be less than that, just knowing that it's a numbers game, and that's just part of it. So you also, again, you may not be getting enough information from them, getting their why, pulling on their heartstrings, or really just understanding what they actually want and if this is going to be a good fit for them before you get them into the webinar. Or the webinar needs to change. Maybe it's shit and it just needs to change. It's the wrong webinar for this person, Yeah, and the other, which is I've already kind of said, is just rapport and DMs, going deep, and also staying in your power. So you're the authority all the way through your conversation. We're not getting friend zoned because no one buys from their friends. Has anyone sold anything to their friends? Maybe you got lucky. To be fair, I've got lucky a couple times, but that's not generally, how it works. So stay out of the friend zone. Cool. So I think that's it from us. Unless anyone's got any questions, oh, so exciting. Okay. So I've got a little video on how to link your socials if anyone hasn't done that yet and they're not quite sure. So I'm going to drop that into our chat. My full script. So I've got a PDF of the full script that I use when I'm talking to people. It's saved in my phone, not the whole PDF, like literally the messages, it's all in there. So I've got 2 different conversations in regards to the business from start till finish. So I'm going to drop that PDF into our chat. I've also got one that I've created for if you are like if you have a water page, if you're just talking about the water, so it's not business focused at all. It's got a lot of links to videos, all sorts. So I'm going to drop that in as well. And my full script one is also what Brody helped me to create and what I've been using for the last couple of months that's been working. So it's awesome. It's got conversation examples in there and just extra messages that I use depending on how the conversation flows. So it's really, really cool. Cool. So next week, we've got the beautiful content queen, Jo Mould. Do we all know who Jo Mould is? No, I didn't think you would, Scott. It's okay. She's awesome. She's fire. Yes, life girl. She's our yes, life queen. Yeah. So yeah, we've got Jo Mould next week giving us all of her tips on content because now we're going to be making ads. We need to know what our content's going to look like. So that's it, guys. If we don't have any questions, then have a beautiful night. And thank you so much. It's been a lot longer than I thought it would be, but we've stuck through it. So thank you so much. Have a good night. Ciao.